Hello, welcome to Jason the Millennial. My name is Jason, speaking to you here in my basement in the great state of Kansas. In this video, I'm going to do another Jason the Old Millennial Awards, and this time for TV shows. So I'm giving out my favorite performances and also some of my least favorite performances this year on TV. So check out what this is on Jason the Old Millennial. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well here on a Tuesday afternoon. Hope everybody had a wonderful new year, and hopefully it'll be another great year here on 2023. Always can hope. And so I'm doing another Jason the Old Millennial Awards. Last week I did it for movies. This week today I'm doing it for TV shows and covering some of my favorite and worst, and my least favorite performances that I saw this last year. And this Saturday, I'm planning on doing a live stream covering my top 10 and bottom 10 movies of the year. Anyway, so it kind of closed out the year last year basically on all my favorites. Anyways, and then we can move on to this year. But we're going to start with worst performance, like I did last time. These are both men, women, children. Everybody's counted here. As I go down some of my least favorite performances of the year, as you can probably guess, probably from some of my least favorite shows at times. But first nominee I got is Mike Myers for The Pentaverant, which a lot of people are like, what is a Pentaverant? Yeah, it was a kind of a nothing show on Netflix. Nobody probably watched. It starred Mike Myers, and who kind of he show run the movie or the show, and he was the creator, I should say. He was the creator of the show and stars in it. He plays 8 different characters, I believe, which is, if you know Mike Myers, he loves playing different characters. They all have different accents and different makeup and all this. And through their performances, pretty terrible throughout, not very funny. And Mike Myers was one of the funniest actors in the 90s. Unfortunately, after he took his long break, he sometimes comes back and tries to make, somewhat of a comeback here and there. And I don't know if he just lost it. He's just not funny anymore. It might be just too long. Maybe his humor doesn't work anymore. And it definitely didn't in this show. And it's very cringy humor, very immature type humor that, I don't know, doesn't work for me. And yeah, I thought it was pretty terrible. So I got him here. Second nominee, I got Vivian Lyra Blair, I believe pronounce her name, in Obi-Wan Kenobi. She plays Princess Leia, who's like a 10-year-old kid, I believe, in the show. And I know you're thinking, Jason, why are you picking on a 10-year-old girl? And it's like, I'm sorry, it might sound mean, but I have to call it the way it is. And that was one of the most annoying performances I've seen in a TV show all year. Hated that character when she was on screen. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Sometimes kid actors and actresses can be quite good in movies and shows, and sometimes they can be the worst, and this is one of those cases. Third nominee, I have Elliot Page, formerly known as Ellen Page, for The Umbrella Academy. Though most performances I enjoy, this is my least favorite performance of that show, and I kind of hated what they did I didn't like the character ever. She was always the weak point of the show, but definitely hated what they did with the character in this season, and so I put that person here. Fourth nominee, I got Danielle Brooks for The Peacemaker. Peacemaker, another show I actually quite enjoyed. Some pretty good performances here. Hers was definitely the weakest of the group and didn't feel like I needed this character at all. Even though she seemed to be she's from the very beginning, she seemed like she was kind of the new recruit on this team. And I don't know, she was never funny. I didn't think she worked at all in any of the scenes, and so I put her here. Number 5, I was trying to think of somebody to put on this show. I couldn't think of one person, so I decided to put the whole cast of the show, and that is The Wheel of Time fantasy series from a really good fantasy book series that I've read that is on Amazon Prime. And the whole cast was absolutely horrible, and that's why the show's, you'll see in my worst list, it's in there. Spoiler for that show, for that episode or that video I'm gonna make. But yeah, it was just a really horribly casted show. It feels like they're just checking the boxes and trying to cover every single intersectionality, every single ethnicity and all that. And I don't know, it just didn't work. I thought the whole cast didn't work. and didn't bring, and a lot of that might be just terrible showrunner and terrible writing and terrible direction and all that. But overall, I just thought the performances did not bring out, and this being somebody who was a fan of the book series, it just did not bring out those characters like I wish. Anyway, so I put the whole cast here on the worst list. Then the sixth and last nominee goes to Devin Bright for the Santa Claus TV show on Disney Plus. Of course, revived from the movie trilogy with Tim Allen as Santa Claus, Scott Calvin, and Devin is you probably know who is that. He's one of the main elves, like kid elves. All the elves are kind of like kids. And again, it's another maybe instance where I don't want to pick on a kid, but it was a really bad performance. It just felt like this kid's never acted before or doesn't know how to act, and I don't know how he got this role, but and maybe it's just bad direction and writing, but I don't know. It's just annoying every time I saw him on screen, so I put him here on worst performance. So the winner for my least favorite performance of the year goes to the cast of Wheel of Time. So yeah, like I said, it's the worst casting I've ever seen in a TV show, and all the performances just did not work together like they should have. And I just think Amazon doesn't know how to cast shows, and they do a horrible job with TV shows. So yeah, so this is definitely a very big disappointment here, and so I put it here. Worst performance, the whole cast. All right, so now we get to more positive, and I'm going to Best Supporting Actress in a TV Show. First nominee goes to Ritu Arya for The Umbrella Academy. One of my favorite characters that came about, I think, last season. She was a new character, Lila, I believe her name is, and she has a romance with Diego, who is another character I really enjoy. And here, the romance she kind of comes in. In fact, I didn't know the character would come back because it looked like, but such a great character. I'm glad they brought her back, of course, and it seemed like her character arc was done by the last season. She kind of came in, came out. But I was so happy and surprised, kind of. She came in back in the show, and I love the romance storyline with her and Diego. And she's just a really funny character and very interesting. I thought gave a really great performance the whole season. Second nominee is Emily Carey for The House of the Dragon, who plays Alicent, who's one of the kind of main characters that revolve around the show. Yeah, she did a real good job of being kind of this nice girl kind of thing, and then kind of turned somewhat evil towards the end of the show. Anyway, but I put Emily Carey here. There's two actresses who plays the character, actually, so it's hard to pick, but I went with Emily Carey. Third nominee, I go for Willa Fitzgerald for The Reacher, which I never really heard of her before, but I kind of nominated almost everybody from Reacher because I thought the main cast characters did a really good job on that show, and she was the main actress really in the show, played one of the police officers in this little town, anyways, that gets to know Jack Reacher and even has a romance with him. And yeah, it's a very strong female character, I thought, and she does a really good job here. Fourth nominees, I think her name is Una, something like that, O'Brien, for Cobra Kai, and she plays Devlin, I believe her name is. She was a new character last season on Cobra Kai, playing Devlin on the Eagle Claw team ran by Johnny Lawrence, and she's kind of this has an attitude kind of character. And she came back. I didn't know it was kind of a small part. I came in last season, so it was kind of cool that she came back in this season. I thought they did more with her character, developed a little better. She had more of a backstory that helped you like the character more. And and I thought she did a really good job overall. And I feel like she's one of the best, actually, when it comes to the fight scene. She does a really good job. So I put her here, and I'm, of course, a big fan of Cobra Kai. So I'd put someone in there. Fifth nominee, I got Natalia Dyer for Stranger Things, who I believe plays Nancy in the show, who's been in the series since the beginning. And I thought she had to give a really good performance this year. It's a really great show, full of great, I could put the whole cast of Stranger Things on these nominees and say they're all so good. But if I had to pick them out, she's one that really stood out, I thought, this last season. She kind of starts a little bit of a romance back with one of my favorite characters on the show. And she just does a really good job of being scared, and having very good dramatic moments. And so, yeah, I put her here. Then the sixth nominee, I have Sadie Sink what a great name that is. Sadie Sink for Stranger Things, another actress. And she plays Max, the redhead who likes to skateboard, who came in a couple seasons ago, has a kind of a romance line with one of the characters. Of course, spoilers for the show, like she has a very dramatic, kind of tragic storyline this season. She's very depressed a lot, and her brother dies the last season. She feels some guilt for that because they didn't get along, and so she does a really good job. And she also goes toe to toe with the main villain in one part, and it's one of the most thrilling scenes of the whole season. And I thought she did it seemed like the whole show, they all get to shine, but I thought she got to shine maybe the strongest out of everybody actually in this last season. Anyway, so that's my nominees for Best Supporting Actress, and the winner goes to Sadie Sink for Stranger Things. Like I said, just a really strong season for her character. And I thought the actress just totally nailed it and had some of the best scenes of the season, in fact. And there's so many characters, and each episode was like an hour and a half to 2 hours long, so lots of time to develop the characters. She did a real good job there. So let's go to Best Supporting Actor in a TV Show. And these are both, of course, comedy or drama. I kind of put them all together, whatever TV shows I watched. And obviously, there's TV shows that I missed out, so there's some performances I probably missed here, but hopefully I got some pretty good ones, and I hope everybody enjoys. Anyway, for Best Supporting Actor, I got first nominee is Rhys Ifans for House of Dragon. Who, I'm forgetting the character name, but he played the Hand of the King in the series, and he's very kind of a soft-spoken character, but man, his performance is so good. His scenes are so good. Very almost underperformed. I don't know if that's right. Understated character, but a very strong performance from Rhys Ifans, who I've seen in other stuff here and there. Great British actor, and really nails it here in House of Dragon. Second nominee goes to Tom Hopper for The Umbrella Academy, who plays Luther, who's been one of my favorite characters throughout the show. There's so many great characters I love in the show that could go to them, but Tom Hopper really stood out this last season, so I'm putting him there. He had this great story arc, and the romance storyline with him and Sloane was so sweet, and he was so funny. I think he made me laugh the most out of the whole season, season 3 of Umbrella Academy. And he's such a likable character. He's actually the most likable character in the show. He's kind of he's a big, strong guy who's very nice and pretty naive too, and that's what you love about him. So yeah, I put him here. Third nominee, I got Freddie Stroma for Peacemaker. Peacemaker, very funny show with some action in it. Freddie Stroma plays Vigilante is his name. He plays he's a superhero, self-made superhero, I guess you can say, who doesn't really associate with anybody, and he's so into hiding his character. He wears the mask all the time. He doesn't want anybody to know who he is, and he kind of wants to be friends with a Peacemaker, though I'm not sure if Peacemaker likes him as much as he likes him. So it's kind of a funny side character that comes in the show. And yeah, it has some of the great laughs and some great action sequences as well. But the actor, absolutely hilarious in this role. One of my favorite characters in the show, so I put him here. Fourth nominee, I got Thomas Ian Griffith for Cobra Kai, who plays Terry Silver, reviving that role that he did in Karate Kid 3. And he came in last season. It was great seeing Terry Silver come back. He was a great villain, and he's been, in my opinion, the best villain of the show. Has a couple of villains, of course, Kreese in there, and he's so maniacal, especially this season. Last season, he kind of grows into a maniacal kind of villain. This character, he's a maniacal villain throughout. He's definitely chooses scenery. Just love the character, and Tom C. Griffin, of course, and he can fight. He has some great fight scenes as well, and even at 60 years old, whatever he is, he still looks like he can go. So yeah, I have to give it to him. Really good job. Fifth nominee, I got Tracy Letts for Winning Time. He plays a coach. He was head coach of the Lakers for a short period. Anyway, so it's a real character. Tracy Letts is one of my favorite character actors out there. He's one you might not know that well, but he's been in a lot of different movies, playing side characters. And again, Winning Time has so many great performances, but I don't know, he really stood out to me is one of my favorite of the show, even through not a lot of scenes, but when he's in there, man, he's good. So I got him there. And then the last nominee, I got Brett Gelman for Stranger Things. Again, so many great performances. I feel like I can put the whole cast here, but Brett Gelman he's always one of my favorite on the show, and so I put him here. So that's my nominees for. Brett Gelman, I should say. He's the kind of more of the comedic actor. It might be surprising he's on here because he's very funny on the show. The show is very serious and very dark, but I like that he brings a lot of comedy to the show, and that's why I put him here. Again, so many great performances. It's hard to put just one, but that's what I went with. So the winner for Best Supporting Actor in a TV Show for the season for me goes to Thomas Ian Griffith for Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai, one of my favorite shows, and yeah, he's the best villain I think they had. I like him even better than Kreese, personally, and I thought he had a really great season, some really good fight sequences, and yeah, he's just so good at being evil. He's just really good at kind of having that evil laugh, that evil look, that evil kind of what do you call it? I want to say lecture, but that's not the right word. But, he has those scenes where he has this great dialogue, evil dialogue, anyways, and he just totally nails it. Love him in the show. One of my favorite parts of the whole season is Terry Silver. So I put him here, the winner for Best Supporting Actor, Thomas Ian Griffith. All right, so we go to Best Actress in a TV show this last year. The first one might be a surprise, but I went with Tatiana Maslany for She-Hulk, who plays She-Hulk, the main character. Though She-Hulk wasn't like a great show, I thought she was actually pretty funny in the show. As a show that was more comedy, it was really a comedic show. I thought she was actually quite funny, and I thought I actually kind of enjoyed her performance throughout the show. And I wouldn't fault her at all for what went wrong with that show. I thought she did a good job. Second nominee is Emma Darcy for House of the Dragon. She played the main actress, and I'm forgetting the name, that we kind of follow throughout the show. Emma Darcy plays the older, I say older, like in her 30s, of that character, because that character changes from time periods. In fact, I got the other actress nominated also. Millie Alcock is my third nominee for the House of Dragon. So Emma Darcy and Millie Alcock played the same character. Millie Alcock played the younger, kind of teenage version of the character, while Emma played the more adult version in like her 30s, I want to say. Anyway, so big time swing there. Both do actually amazing job, and is a great character, and is really the major character of the show. So, and as you can tell, I was a big fan of House of Dragon, so I had to put her in there. Fourth on my list is Peyton List for Cobra Kai. Now, she might be more of a supporting actress, but I felt like I had to put somebody here, and it was hard to really pinpoint one actress that I thought really belonged in the Best Actress case. And Peyton List is probably my favorite of the actresses on that show. A big fan of Cobra Kai. She's kind of a villain. She has a really good, actually, character arc throughout the last several seasons, and this season definitely becomes a little more likable. And you feel for her because she has actually a tragic backstory. So I put her here, Peyton List. Fifth, I got Winona Ryder for Stranger Things. Again, so many great performances. Winona Ryder really, I thought, has been great in the show throughout the 4 seasons. Really kind of revived her career. I feel like her career kind of disappeared, and this show has definitely given her a lot to do. So I put her here. And then the 6th is another actress from Stranger Things, this time Millie Bobby Brown. Again, it's hard to put someone in, but I feel like Millie Bobby Brown as 11 is really kind of the star of the show in a sense. And though I didn't think this was actually one of her stronger seasons, they separated her from the rest of the cast, which I didn't like, and put her back in that, like, and we have a lot of flashbacks of her in that insane asylum place, whatever you want to call it, and where she's like kind of almost bald. And I don't know, but still, it's a great show. She's like the main reason, so I put her here. So the winner for Best Actress in a TV Show for me goes to Emma Darcy for House of the Dragon, who plays the older version of the character, which I'm forgetting the name of that character right now. But again, both actresses did a great job, but she was in the last half of the season, so she was a little more memorable that way, and she does have a lot of great scenes, and some pretty difficult scenes as well, I would say, in the show. Anyways, I think she's going to be in the show from now on for the rest of the season. So she's definitely the one to watch and to it's going to really shine, I think, the next couple seasons, as she already did in this season. Even though she's only half of the season, I'm still giving her Best Actress. I thought she did a really good job. All right, so we get the last category, and this is Best Actor in a TV Show. First nominee, I go for John Cena for The Peacemaker. Definitely been a John Cena who's been acting for a little bit now. I feel like he hadn't really nailed a character until now. I feel like this has really been the best character that he's ever done. And he's perfect for it because he's, this strong, bulking guy. He can play the, kind of anti-hero character. And he's very funny. It's a very funny character. And John Cena's comedic timing is really good. I think and his performance has gotten better over the years since he started in the acting world. Anyways, I think this has been his strongest performance. This and his role in, I'm forgetting the name of the movie, but the Suicide Squad. Anyway, and this character comes from the Suicide Squad. So I hope he does many more seasons of this, because I think it's definitely been his star character for John Cena. Really good in the show. Second, I got John C. Reilly for Winning Time, who plays what's his name, Bus, the owner of the Lakers, starting in 1980. And the whole show pretty much revolves around him trying to make the Lakers a great winning program, NBA team. And John C. Reilly just does a really great job. John C. Reilly's always been great, but it's very funny. Of course, not that it's that Bus is a funny person, but he definitely, they definitely made it a funny show, and he definitely was very funny as the main character, and is in a lot of scenes and definitely carries the show very well. Anyway, so I put John C. Reilly here. Third nominee, I put Paddy Considine for the House of Dragon, who plays King, I think Viserys, I believe his name is. He's throughout almost the whole show, and definitely has a big character arc. Character arc. Definitely a lot happens to him, and he's one of the few characters that never has a different actor. Everybody there's so many time jumps in the show that every actor has to have to younger and older, but they just age him with makeup anyways, and they put a lot of makeup on him because he's having a lot of difficulty, health issues throughout the show. But yeah, very strong performance through him. Like the last episode he was in, I mean, absolutely amazing performance. Had one of the best scenes of the whole show anyway, so I'd put him here, Best Actor. Fourth nominee, I got William Zabka for Cobra Kai, plays Johnny Lawrence. To me, Cobra Kai, it's Johnny Lawrence's show. It's really his character arc throughout from season 1 all the way here. Some other actors and actresses have really shined through the show. It's Johnny Lawrence's show. It's William Zabka's show, and he's so good because he's so funny and does the dramatic moments as well, but also such a fun character because he's so non-PC, and that's what I love about him. And I love the whole he's getting older, so he doesn't understand newer things, and but yet he still has that same attitude. I don't know. Absolutely love the character, and I thought they do such a good job. Every time this show's on, I have to put William Zabka in here because he does such an amazing job in Cobra Kai. Anyways, love his character, love his performance. All right, another actor who's been so good on a TV show throughout. And my fifth nominee is David Harbour for Stranger Things. Definitely always been my favorite character, Officer Hopper or whatever, who's like the sheriff, or Sheriff Hopper, I believe. It's kind of like the sheriff of this town. This season definitely goes in a different direction, where he's like captive in like a Russian gulag, and he really changes. I mean, he really lost a lot of weight for this role. Definitely looks beat up, but still gives such a great performance and has some great scenes here. And David Harbour's always excellent, so I got him at the 5th spot. Then number 6, the last nominee on the Best Actor, I have Alan Ritchson for The Reacher. Reacher, great show, Jack Reacher, based off of a book series. And Alan, don't know him a lot from other stuff, seen him in some stuff here and there. He's just a 6'5", just built guy, and he just fills this role so well. You believe him when he threatens to beat someone up. He really can beat people up because he's so huge. And he's very serious at moments, but yet also has his comedic moments when need to be. And yeah, just perfect casting. It's just one of those cases where it's like, yeah, this is the perfect cast for Jack Reacher. No offense to Tom Cruise, this is the better casting for that character. Anyway, and he does a really good job here. So I put him in the 6th nominee spot. So the winner for Best Actor in a TV Show for me for this last year goes to Paddy Considine for House of Dragon, another winner for House of Dragon. And definitely, like I said, there's this one show where the character is like dying from some kind of disease and he can barely walk. And there's this one episode where he comes into the throne room and he's got like a mask over his face because his face is all, gross. And man, does he give a good performance in that scene. When I saw that, I was like, this is my favorite performance of the year. I had to go to Paddy Considine throughout all these really great performances. I thought he really nailed it. And he's an actor I've always really enjoyed that doesn't get enough love. Because he's more of a supporting role character actor, kind of guy from Ireland. I believe he's an Irish guy. Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't make it through the season, so we won't see him again. But for one season, really nailed it here. So Paddy Considine, you got my Jason the Old Millennial Award for Best Actor. So that's the end. Here I got 25 minutes, so hopefully I can upload this. Because it went a little long, but it's hard because there's so much to talk about. All my favorite performances here and least favorite. So put down, comment, what was your favorite performance of the year? What do you think of my choices? Love to read them, and just thank you to everybody for watching this show and watching this video, I should say. And thank you for liking it, and thank you to all the subscribers for supporting the channel. I appreciate you all and hope you have a good day.